the 22K account. Let's move this off to the side. Nice rip up today. I think we were ready for it. I think we were waiting for it. Let's take a peek at the markets today. Let's move all this off to the side. Press this down. Press this down. Come on. Press down. Press down. Okay. All right. 10-minute chart. Not quite an uptrend, not quite a downtrend, just consolidation, bullish consolidation into the close on the 10-minute chart. On the 2-hour time frame, we've got the stakes in the 3 riding up on top of the rising 8. So we've got a 2-hour uptrend on the SPY. On the daily candle, we made new all-time highs. And you'll see that right here. Okay, so new all-time highs on the SPY. So that is bullish and in an uptrend. Okay, it's hard not to be bullish and in an uptrend when you're making new all-time highs. Let's take a look at, well, weekly, bullish and in an uptrend, monthly, still bullish and in an uptrend. Let's take a look at QQQ. On the 10-minute chart, we've got, we got a 10-minute downtrend, but it's really kind of up and over to the right. Bullish consolidation on the QQQ. On the 2-hour time frame, we've got the stakes in the 3 riding up on top of the 8, the rising 8 there. We are bullish and in an uptrend on the 2-hour chart. On the daily candle, we've got a higher low, higher high, closed over all-time high anchored VWAP. This is a new little relief rally high right here. Okay, for QQQ. We're in the middle of quadrant 4. We got a high. We made a higher high, so we're bullish and in an uptrend on the daily chart for QQQ. Weekly chart, still bullish and in an uptrend. Nothing broken there. Monthly chart, still bullish and in an uptrend. Nothing broken there. Let's take a look at IWM. And check it out on the daily time frame. So IWM, you can see right here, new all-time high for IWM. Again, bullish and in an uptrend for IWM as well. So we got SPYs, bullish and in an uptrend. IWM, bullish and in an uptrend. QQQ, bullish and in an uptrend. So we got SPY making new all-time highs. Diamond Dow making new all-time highs. No, SPY and IWM making new all-time highs. Diamond Dow, no. Diamond Dow, higher high, lower low, closed over a bullish trap, over the rising 17, middle of quadrant 4. Here's the origin of that rally, just like all of them back here in April. That's going to be bullish, still in an uptrend for Diamond Dow. FNGU. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so for FNGU, we got a higher low, higher high, closed over a bullish trap, closed over the rising 17, that's those green dots, closed over the pink line, that's the all-time high anchored VWAP, closed in the middle of quadrant 4, that's going to be bullish up there in the upper third, and making another high there, so bullish and in an uptrend, nothing broken there. All right, let's take a look at silver and gold. So silver having a little pullback today, lower high, lower low, closed inside a bullish trap over the rising 17, still neutral all the way down here in quadrant 2, right? If it's in the lower third, it's bearish. If it's in the upper third, it's bullish. Okay, so we're neutral and we got a high. We still made higher highs. We haven't made any lower lows. So neutral and in an uptrend for silver. Let's take a look at gold. Gold having a pullback as well. Higher low, higher high. Like to buy this on the 8 or the 17 right here. Preferably right on minor support right there. Like 382. That would be ideal, but it might get there. We'll see. All right, so for gold, lower high, lower low. Closed in a bullish trap over the rising 17. Closing in the upper third. So that's bullish up there in the upper third of the quad lines. Okay, so here's the origin of the rally back here in 2022. We're in the upper third, so we're bullish. All right, and we've got highs over here, a couple of highs that poke through the 17. Okay, little mini peaks, and we made a higher high, so we're bullish and in an uptrend. Still underneath that all-time high anchored VWAP. I think gold's got a measured move up here to the all-time high anchored VWAP at a minimum. All right, maybe even higher. So that's gold. Let's take a look at USO. And for USO, you can see that's in the upper third. The origin of this rally starts all the way back here in 2023. Okay, so this is not an all-time high. This is a 14-year high anchored VWAP right there. All-time high is, okay, so you can see it's all the way up there. So just a 14-year high right here. So 14-year high for USO on daily chart. Back out here. We're in the upper third, okay, because this is the midpoint. So we're in top of quadrant 3, so we're neutral. Oh no, we're bullish. We're bullish because we're in the upper third. We still have not made a higher high. All right, if we were to take out that little spinning top right there, we would have a higher high and we would be in an uptrend. But here's the good news, okay? So here's a low. They made a lower low, which put them in a downtrend, okay? But recently, since making the downtrend, all right, price has done nothing but move up, melt up, or over to the right. So we are bullish, but a dysfunctional downtrend right there on USO, okay? USO, let's take a look at UNG. UNG, lower high, lower low, closed under a bullish trap, under the falling 17, very bottom of quadrant 1. This is like a 17-month high right here. Okay, all of 2025 and almost all of 2026. See, we're underneath it. So 17-month high, anchored VWAP right there. We're at the bottom. Again, bottom of quadrant 1, so that's bearish. Okay, because you're in the lower third, bearish. And you have not made, it's not you, but price has not made a higher high in a long time. So we are bearish and still in a downtrend for UNG. Let's take a look at internals, T2101. Market breadth increase, give that to the bulls, like that. Like to see the increase in participation. So market breadth increased, higher low, higher high right there on absolute market breadth. That would mean participation in the market. T2122. Nice work on the bulls today. This would be yesterday's high right there. Okay, so we got up obviously higher. We got all the way up here in the buy zone. Pulled back. All right. Had a ham sandwich in the buyer's chop zone and then rallied back to the buy zone up here. All right. So higher lows and higher highs. Love that. And that's a nice high there. They haven't seen that high in probably about 15 days, okay? A little more than 15 days. So back in the buy zone. Obviously, the bulls had control of that one today. Nowhere near the midpoint or underneath it. So like that, give that one to the bulls. So the bulls took care of T2101. They took care of T2122. This is T2122. T2123. New all-time highs, bullish gap up, not even touched by the bears for gap fill. Okay, so new all-time high, T2123, up over the rising 200 SMA. That's where you want to be if you're a bull, is over that rising 200. Don't even need to stick the quad lines on there because that's a new all-time high. So that's obviously new all-time high. It's going to be bullish and in an uptrend. Okay, so bullish and in an uptrend. I forgot to turn on my recorder, I guess. Anyways, let's go to the 3-bar chart. All right, 3-bar chart is price is up over here. So you can see at the top of quadrant 4, up over the rising 200 SMA. Remember the last one? This was a 15-minute chart. This is a 3-bar chart. It's a much bigger time frame. Again, top of quadrant 4 bullish and in an uptrend, T2123. FNGU, bullish gap up, not even touched by the bears today. It was not looking good yesterday. See the meltdown that we had for 3 days straight. And they came alive, all right? It's like somebody opened the door to the to the bulls' den and kicked them out or something like that. I don't know. Got my animals mixed up there. So it's FNGU, bullish gap up, not filled by the bears all day long. Up over the rising 200 SMA, that's going to be bullish. If I stick the quad lines on here, we should be bullish and in an uptrend because we have not made, because we made higher highs here. Okay, so if I put the quad lines on there, okay, you can see we're up here in quadrant 4. That's definitely the upper third. So that's bullish. And you can see there's a high there. There's a high there. We made higher highs. So bullish and in an uptrend on the 15-minute chart. Okay, that's FNGU. All right, take a look at any stocks or securities or ETFs you want me to look at. I'll take a peek at them now. If not, I'm going to call it a day. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I'll play a song. If you got anything you want me to look at? All right. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I just want to say, made good money today on the SPY. So let's go to SPY. All right. And what did we see? I'm going to point out what we saw. Okay. So we saw post-market, pre-market right over here. Actually, this is all pre-market. But we had pre-market price action over post-market price action, actually over yesterday's consolidation over here. So we were looking for a 10-minute uptrend, okay? So, or a 5-minute uptrend. And I said I'm looking for 5-minute uptrend. So you can see right here you had green erases red in the pre-market. Right there was green erases red entry right there. So that was... we bought some really cheap calls. I said, hey guys, buy some cheap calls right here, like these 780s, all right, and hold them for a double. I don't know how many people did it, but it was there, all right. The calls went from 6 cents all the way to 40 cents. So that was not only a double, that was like, I don't know, a hex tuple or something like that. That was good, yeah. Yeah, rocked us. Hey, Robert's got something. Yeah, thanks. All good. Thanks, JC. All right. Thanks, Brad. Brad got some profits. Love it, love it, love it. JC got a 10-bagger and more. Woo! Love to hear that news. Nice going, JC. Way to go. All right, let's take a look at Okta, Blaze, and Micron. All right, we'll pick them up on the daily chart. So anyways, that's how we made money, and we bought the dip. All right, and the reason we got the dip is, well, we watch the PPO, okay? So when it rises up over the 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart and the 1-minute chart, we buy it and we ride it up to the top right here. And then it consolidated over and kept going even a little higher right there. So that's how we trade right there, watching the PPO. And we got our stochastics right here. Okay, you can see a stochastics on the 5-minute. Sometimes we keep them on the 1. All right, so when we see two things line up at the same time, all right, it looks like it's going to be money. That's what we take right there. So nice picture of money right here, the rising 8 EMA up over the VWAP right there. Okay, so I'm going to move this down. Robert's waiting for me. Take a look at Okta. All right, let's go to the daily chart and Okta. All right, so it's not all-time highs. All right, see this back here in COVID, pre-COVID, pre-2020, right here, got some highs right there. So that's resistance, and I think you're on top of that resistance. So I'm gonna put a line right there. So that's what we do first. It's nice to know where the resistance and the support is. Okay, so that's, if we're on top of it, I can see the green candle over here. That's going to be support. Of course, you got a couple valleys here. You got a lot of valleys between peaks. So you're going to have some resistance right in through there. Okay, so resistance 193.17, roughly thereabouts. And you can see we have support from a long time ago right there, and you're up on top of that support. So they're holding the support, which is good news. Okay, so here's the signal. They break through and the resistance, and now they're holding the support. So this looks good. This was a buy yesterday, and it's a buy again today, taking out this red candle right there to go higher. All right, and your next trip up again going to be right here, 76.41. That's your first place to take some profits. That's 176.41. Around there, and then of course you got your 193.17 up there. Okay, so there's a couple of good targets right there. Okay, so you don't want to lose. See that tail? See the upside down sword, business end pointed down. That means price goes down to the top of the business, to the bottom of the business end down here, and back up, and you see what's price doing. Exactly that. Okay, so you wouldn't want to break the bottom of the sword. Okay, that business end of that sword. That's definitely where I put my stop. Probably put my stop if I wanted to start a position right here. Kind of grab a couple of good days, and then move it down to here. Move it up. All right, but Okta looking good. That's a buy yesterday. That's a buy today right there. There's the signal, there's the hold, there's the buy. So Okta looking good. That's on a weekly chart. Let's look at the daily. Okay, so daily, same thing. Okay, you're up, you're holding, you're doing a little whoop-de-whoop right here. Got the little cup going on, and you're breaking up over the base right there. So that's looking good. All right, you got green races red right there. So that's looking good for a breakout. And I like the idea that they're holding support. See how they came up here, and then they had to rest. It takes a while to rest, and now they've got some gumption, and they're ready to go up higher. So I like that. That was a weekly chart. There's the daily chart right here. So move this over here and this over here. Okay, you actually got an inverse head and shoulders. Head, a little right shoulder right there, a little left shoulder right there. Moving to the upside neckline right there. You're breaking out over the neckline right now. So I wouldn't want to lose. I wouldn't want to lose the bottom of this candle right there if you bought it today. Okay, my stop would be right underneath there. Give it some room to breathe. All right, let it break away from that 80 MA. Start something beautiful. Okay, so there's Okta right there, like that one. Let's take a look at Blaze, BLZE. And let's look over to the left. And it's been a long time. All right, so there's some support right there. And I think you're on top of it. Daily. Okay, you blast it up, and you can see that was big Nice candle. Fill that candle in. That's a green candle. Oh, you guys remember this morning on SPY. You guys remember what my favorite candle is? All right, on SPY this morning. And I said, that's my favorite candle. That's my favorite candle. Take a picture of this because that's my favorite. This one right there. That's my favorite candle. I have no problem buying when I see that candle right there. All right. And this candle and this candle right here. Those are my two favorite candles. Even bigger than the igniting full bar. These two almost, I mean, every time I've ever seen these candles, almost every time a green candle follows. Right here. Those two right there. Take a picture of that. Because this is powerful stuff right here. And look where that got you. That was a nice rip, run, ride right there this morning. Okay, those two are my favorite candles. Sorry about that, Robert. I'm going back. All right, Blaze on the daily chart. All right, you're holding. All right, you got a nice rip up. You had some time to hold. You are over, which was once resistance, is now acting like support. You've got green erasing red here. Ooh, what was that? That was nice. Is that our earnings or something? Okay, that's looking good. You've got green erases red right here. So just picture this as red because it's almost more wick than body and tail. So that would be, to me, that would be the candle to beat, and you're up over that. So you got green erases red. Nice entry right there on Blaze today. Today, right there. Okay, so I like that one. And you're holding the higher ground. Love that. So that's a good one today. Okta was a good one to start a position or start a swing trade in that one today. Either the 5 or the 10, but those occurred on the 10. 5 or the 10. You catch it on the 5 or the 10? Yeah, those that's my favorite candle. Yeah. You traded the 780s this morning? I love it. I love it. Did you do well? Did you get a goal? Oh yeah, love it. Love it. Love it, Robert. Love it. All right, so back to Blaze. So Okta was a buy today. Nice. Green erases red. Blaze was a buy today. Back Blaze. I call it Blaze because I see the first 4 letters. Okay, the next one, Micron, MU. Okay, Micron is, looks like we're trying to break trend. Okay, right there. Okay, we're breaking trend. We broke diagonal resistance, but that's really meaningless right there. Okay, it's not ready yet. It's holding, but it's not ready yet. I would at least want to see it take out. See this one candle right there? So it makes like a higher right there. That green candle that makes up part of this diagonal resistance right there. Okay, that candle right there. I would want to see price take out that. That's nice coming up over the tops of these, but I'd like to see that one right there. Take that out, right up there. You're close. If you get on top of there and then hold, that would be nice. But you're up here, or if they consolidate, all right, right underneath this line, okay, that would be another sign that they go up and they hold. That would be another sign right there. So for me, it's not ready yet, but if they get up here and they hold, all right, for a little longer, all right, like 3 or 4 or 5 days, okay, that would be, I would want to buy the bottom of whatever that holding flag is up there. Not quite ready yet. You bought Octablaze today. Good. I took profit. MU might get back in. Okay, for MU, I see an inverse. I see kind of putting it together. But you also have a regular head and shoulders as well. See the head, left shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder. Okay, so you got two head and shoulders programs going on. One on the inverse and a bigger one on the downside. So you got the bearish and then the bullish. And the bearish one is bigger right now. Okay. Yeah, a few more days. If this holds for a few more days and it leans on this line right here, you want it to lean on that line, like have some wicks that go up and touch it, okay? And they go across and hold that high. Yeah, look for the bottom of the flag there. And that way you have a nice tight stop, like maybe couple bucks, because this is a $900. This is a $900 security. All right, so you know, like $5 is an easy move for this. JC, is that true with all trend line breaks, or MU a shelf or a higher high? Well, yeah, I want to see it pull back and rest. I want it to prove itself. It just broke, okay? Just because we broke, okay, you're aware of the rubber band candle, right? You know my rubber band candle, JC? If you don't, I got it right here. Okay, rubber band candle. Okay, so what if you want to know what it is? It's right here. Files. No, screens. No, where is it? Notes. Yeah, notes. Go to notes right here, and then come over to education, and you scoot all the way down here, and you got rubber band candle. All right. And most often the point of interest is VWAP, but it doesn't always have to be VWAP, but that's all right here. A lot of good stuff in here, by the way. Lots of good stuff right there. Okay, so anyways, this would be like attached right there, or, okay, so it's close. I want to see it hold, all right? And this taking out this is good, but I want to see it hold once it breaks this. It can even pull back and, you know, J-hook off the backside of this. That would be pretty too. That would be proof that it's holding. Or move over to the right. Either come back and make a higher low. So it's probably going to go up a little bit higher and then pull back and make a higher low. Okay, so I would think this thing's going to go just a little bit higher, probably spike this area up here, probably spike this right here, and then pull back and make a higher low right on top of this shelf right here. See this shelf right there, and then J hook off of that and go higher. That's kind of what I'd like to see. And it very well may come all the way down here and J hook and go higher. But I want to see it hold. So far they're holding here. They're breaking out. You're on top of that doji. That looks good, but it's just the beginning of the break on this downtrend line. And once he gets a candle up here, he'll have an inverse head and shoulders. Once he gets a candle up there on that line. Again, you want it to lean on that line right there. So once he gets a candle to lean on that line, all right, a couple more, all right, and then you've got a proof of hold, and then I would look for the bottom of the bull flag to buy it up, to go up with a really tight stop. And remember, this is a $900 security. I hope that helps everybody, Robert and JC. Did I answer your question, JC? Okay, on the rubber band candle, okay, I give it, there's one spike candle, all right, and it's usually, okay, so on this right here, wow, what a nice ride on that today. Okay, and that's on the 5 minute. Okay, so here's the biggest spike candle that's still attached to the VWAP. Okay, that's the spike candle. Then comes the free floating candle. All right, and the free floating candle that rises up over the biggest spike candle. All right, if you take out the top of that candle right there, okay, you got green erases red entry right there. You break the rubber band candle. Notice price comes back. If you remember on SPY today on the 10, okay, so we have a spike candle, all right, and then here's our free floating candle. Now this one didn't close below it. This one didn't close below it. See how they didn't close below it? You'd have to close below that tail. That one didn't close. This one closed below it, but it was reversed right away. And what happened? Price, like a rubber band, snapped all the way back up here, snapped price back to the point of interest, which happens to be the 15-minute, the VWAP right there. All right, so price snapped back to VWAP. All right, see how you get up over it? And there would be the rubber band candle, and we couldn't break above it. So price snaps back to the VWAP again. You see what's going on? All right, when it down here, it snaps back to VWAP. Up here, we try to rise above. It snaps back to VWAP. When you break the rubber band candle, then you have the opportunity for a run, a really nice run. So here, attached candle, break, rubber band candle, break, and of course you get a nice run right there. Of course, you see the same one on MU on the 5 minute. Okay, see, nice break right there. Remember, a bigger time frame is always more powerful than the smaller time frame. But you can see the rubber band candle is broken. And look at the run. There's no jeopardy of price pulling back to VWAP until the destination has been had. And obviously they hit the destination right there today. Right there. Okay, so you can see. So you look at the rubber band candle, for me, that is an opportunity for price to snap back to the point of interest. And for him, on MU, it would be the downtrend line. All right, because we're breaking it for the very first time right there on that downtrend line. MU on the monthly, questionable, 17 EMA, down around, might be easier trades out there. Yes, could be. It's kind of pricey too, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's almost more expensive than SPY. On the monthly, yeah, this is kind of showing possible signs of exhaustion, but we're still got bullish rally right now. I'm curious what the SMH is doing on the daily chart. Okay, so there's the highs for the SMH. So I guess MU would come to mind right first. You see SMH putting in a higher low, looking for this to make a higher high. Of course, MU is probably going to be included in that because it's part of the SMH right there. So possible rally back up to the highs. The old and SPY 780 calls for tomorrow. Yes, I would have. We're bullish. We made all new all-time highs on T2123. You saw FNGU. All right, nice day today. Look at it, hold those highs there. I would expect continuation of that green candle, wiping out these two reds tomorrow. Yeah, 780. This will help push the SPY tomorrow as well. You might wake up in the morning, and when the market opens, you might have a big smile on your face. We might be up over 780 or higher tomorrow morning. Yeah, I like it. I have some 790 and some other ones for me. What do I have? I've got. Well, that's going to leave us today. I've got some 790 right here. So I think it goes up there tomorrow. I'll be fighting with this tomorrow. So yes, I think I like the 780 calls. You might have to double down, on them, and then exit on a rally, like when you see like the PPO start to on the PPO, like on the 5 minute, start to rise up like this. Okay, that'd be your time to like double down on your calls. So wherever your cost average is, it brings it down to there, and then as price rises up over, you'll be able to exit with a small profit or a great profit, either one, or break even, something like that. Okay, so look for that for tomorrow. AVGO. Okay, that's an all-time high up there, and you're showing a head and shoulders program. You're on support right there. Okay, notice. Okay, so see how this was support, resistance when you're underneath, and now you're on top of it once more, and you're holding it. The only problem is you haven't wiped out any of these red candles on this. So as soon as you get a rise up over those red candles, all right, then you got something right there. In the meantime, you could, for me, I like to buy, it's a bull flag, buy the bottom of the flag, and then when it gaps up, see, every morning they've been playing whack-a-mole with this. See, up, whack-a-mole, up, whack-a-mole, up, whack-a-mole, up, whack-a-mole. See it? They've been playing whack-a-mole. Why don't you let the kids finish the game, and then when they're gone, all right, and you put them to bed, then I think you got a better chance. All right, for that one. Okay, Sharon? Wait till the game of whack-a-mole is over, and then you got a nice hold. But if you wanted to buy the bottom, and then every time the kids are there, you could just sell it first thing in the morning. Sell it first thing in the morning. Want to see some green candles wipe out these red ones. That's what I want to see. I like this, but it's fading. Oh, you're welcome, Robert. mRNA. Yep, you're welcome, Sharon. You 70 calls. mRNA. You got a nice swoosh right there. The Nike swoosh. That's obviously resistance, aka support if you're on top of it, resistance if you're underneath it right there. Okay, so you are looping back up right there. This is still alive, this whatever this is right here. All right, this is still alive, but the only problem is you've come down, you've made a higher low here, all right, and now you're heading back up. So that's still in play right there. Okay, so that's still. And you see a red candle. If you bought some 70 calls down here, then you obviously, cashed them out for some profits, which is a good thing right there on this red candle. I would have done the same thing. I don't like to stick around for it to roll over. You stick around too long, next thing you know, you're signing paper and you're serving cake at a ceremony. So I would have done the same thing. Okay. So I wouldn't overthink it. You got a red candle. You don't like the looks. You're not getting the follow through, and you take some off the table. And if you bought down here and you're taking it out there, nice work. You book some profits. All right. Resistance is going to be up right about there. Right there. Well, right here. Yep, right into resistance. And you got a red candle. For me, that's what I would have done. I'm not going to stick around. Yeah. AA. Well, AA is about, AA is, breaking trend, and it's about to make the first higher low. Tradable, it's the tradable low. It's the first tradable higher low. It's about to make it. So it's there. Now you want to see it go up and kind of hold, or take this out. We got a green erases red over that. Green erases red right over the top of that red candle. So this will be the tradable bottom right here. Okay, this first higher low right there. So you need to see some green come in and capture like 50% of that. So like right up here. Up over 52 and hold 52.70 area. You want to see some bulls step in. No bulls are stepping in yet. Okay, we're still pulling back. And we don't know if this is the tradable bottom, but it sure looks that way, right? But we need to see bulls step in. We haven't seen any bulls step in yet. Okay? So this becomes the tradable bottom right here. This is the first higher low. You're in at 44. Oh, so you got in back here. Okay, so well, we don't know how low it's going to go. It hit the ADMA. We kind of want to see it reverse here. You got gold and silver pulling back. And this is aluminum. That's another metal, but it's not a precious metal. It's a fabrication metal. Um, as soon as, if you're in at 44, you got the doji. They take out the bottom of the tail on the doji. For me, that's out. That's out right there. They take out the bottom of the tail on the doji. So you got profits. I don't know how far back this is going to pull. So I would expect a bounce on the 8. But I don't see any bulls stepping in yet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would like tighten up the stop. Because you don't want it to go back to 44. Right? And it could do that. It's hitting the 8 right now, so I think it'll probably bounce off the 8. But, it's probably. Okay? We haven't seen the bull step in yet, so you got to protect those gains right there. ABCL. Nice trade, Sharon. Well, I like that. Break it out. Green erases red. You're holding the higher ground, and you just keep melting up. I like that. That's fantastic right there. Look at the PPO rising up over the 9. Look at the VZO rising up over the 9. I'll bet everything's rising up over the 9. You're up over the 8 here. This is great. This is on the road to new highs. Where's resistance? Okay, so that's resistance right there. Oh, look at that. And you held, and now you're breaking out. And let's go back here. You got one target right across there. Got another target kind of across there. Okay, so these are my upside targets. 15. 12.15. That's just the way that they mapped out. And then of course you got the support here at 8.99. So definitely wouldn't want to lose the bottom of this candle right there. So both of them came right there. They rested, and now you're breaking out again to go to the upside. This is good. You got green erases green. All right, so it's going higher. That's bullish. That's holding and it's bullish. You see how you got 1, 2, 3, 4 days holding the high ground or melting up. You're at the point now where you'll chase it if you're not in it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to decide, you want to let it cool off just a little bit, maybe catch it on an off day, and then you got a nice one there in ORCL. Yep, you're up on top of support now. You've held. This is a buy today. Okay, you see you're up. You broke through the resistance. You're now on support. You're holding for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And you've got red here. You've got green erases red yesterday. And you got follow through today. So this is bullish. That's an entry yesterday. And that was an entry at the end of the day yesterday. And it's an entry today. That's bullish in starting a brand new uptrend. You're up over the 9. You're up over the 9. Circle Oracle. Oh, CRCL. My eyes aren't that good. You get a nice rounded bottom right there. Thanks for working with me, Robert. My eyes aren't that good. Okay, so you're getting a little pop right now. So you haven't got a higher low yet, okay? But what you do got is price breaking through resistance right now. So this is the signal, and you want it to get up here and hold on top. And once you've got the hold for 3 or 4 days, or move up and come back to it and show you that it's going to hold, that will be the buyable higher low right there, the new tradable bottom. All right, once you get that, but you need this to either hold. This is the signal, it's breaking through. It's the hold that you're looking for. All right, and you don't want all red candles. Remember the one we looked at earlier? It had nothing but red candles, and it looked like the children were playing a game of whack-a-mole with it. Okay, so you want to see it hold up here. All right, and then when those green candle wipes out some red candles in there, then you've got an entry right there. Okay. Yeah, okay, thanks, Brad. Thanks, Alpha, Robert, Sharon, everybody. Anybody got anything else? Okay, that's it. All right, thank you, traders. Thank you. Play a little rock and roll. Yes, Robert. Till the end of the month. I don't know. It it's gonna kind of depend. Well, I mean, it's my website that I started, but it's the name is belongs to Rick. Okay, BYOB Trading. All right, so the name belongs to Rick. So it's up to him if he's gonna let me use the name and continue to post on it. But if I do start my own, I probably need to just start my own anyways, and I will let everybody know where it is. All right. Yeah. All right. So if I do, probably just need to start my own X account, without BYOB attached to it. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And Facebook group and the other one. All right. So I'm here to the end of the month. All right. Oh, I will. I will. Yes, I will. All right, traders. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah.